Hello and welcome to the Monkey Nut Punch podcast, the first in 2024. As always with these podcasted journeys, I've got Keith, and Keith is, well, he's a very nice chap. Let's throw him off.
Yeah, it did a
He was
little bit.
about, he was,
I was waiting for the insult. Obviously, as always, Nigel's not here. But Merry New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, motherfuckers. Well, there you go, we've been demonetised. We were never monetised in the first place, so...
Mr. Habit, Merry New Year, sir.
Mr.
Happy New Year.
Biff.
Yes, we're back. Yes, so... What are we talking about tonight? Everything? Nothing?
We've got quite a few things to talk about. We've got the last episode of Slow Horses. We've got Reacher, which is coming up to its last episode, ironically. I watched Tulsa King. I want you to watch it. That's fantastic. Sylvester Stallone, the post-gangster, went to Tulsa, but I need you to watch it before we can talk about it. We've got some dumb Star Wars news, some dumb Marvel news. I watched the last episode of Monarch. We can talk about that. And then there's One Life, which I want you to watch and I want you to talk about. But again, I need you to see it before. And so, I think we should talk about Reacher. So, where are we? It was... So, you got Jack Reacher. One of his mates got thrown out of a chopper. It sparked a whole incident off. Oh, yeah, we can talk about Doctor Who too.
Yes.
Talked about... his mate gets thrown out of a helicopter. He gets all the gang back together. They then investigate. One of them's still missing. Big mystery. Don't know what's happened there. So we got that. He's been investigating the fact that someone is selling a set of very sophisticated anti-surface-to-air missile avoiding weapons. Helm by the T-1000. Robert Patrick. And they've been killing people and this, that, and the other, and it's just nice. It's nice to watch good TV. I'll be honest with you.
I was gutted when the cop got killed. I was proper gutted about that, and I saw it coming, and I was proper gutted about that. But that's because, again, developed character, well written, enjoyable. You know, there's no silly. The thing I like about Reacher is it's big, muscly fucker kicking the shit out of everybody with a great supporting cast, right? It's unashamedly masculine. You know, there are kick-ass ladies in there, but they are not overpowered kick-ass ladies. You know, when they kick the shit out of somebody, you believe they're kicking the shit out of somebody because they're trained. And what's more, you get to see them getting trained. And that's the thing about this. I've enjoyed it. I generally look forward to it every week. You know, there's moments of sadness in it, but that's what makes a good series. I like how you reveal part of their backstory each week, and you get those little sort of nuggets throughout the last 7 episodes, and it's like, you know that Robert Patrick or whatever his name is going to get thrown out of a helicopter because he has to, right? Reacher's got to fucking do something like that to him, but the other dude, right, has also got to die, and they don't know about the other dude that much, do they? So
there is someone else, but we don't know who it is.
But he's killed a lot of poor innocent people, like the copper and a few other people. He needs to die most gratuitously. But I can trust Reacher to do that because, like, you know, I mean, he fucking kills the bent cop, which was done well. The bent cop, you know, he got a kicking, which was good. But obviously it's ended on a bit of a cliffhanger for next week, where, you know, he's got Reacher's mates. Reacher's given himself up, but he can take a bit of a beating. But you know, something's going to happen. And the election.
Yeah, well, you've got, what do you call it? You've got Watson on standby with a rifle. Someone's getting shot. It's going to be good. And then there were rumours that we're going to bring back Roscoe and the other one. What's the detective's name? The black fellow who was in it a while back.
Oh, he was in an episode, wasn't he?
He was in an episode, but they rumoured that they might bring the 2 back. And I'm like thinking, well, we need some extra bodies. The question is, can I get there in time?
She got mentioned into episode 7 because they were going to send the mother and daughter to them and didn't. So Yeah, no, you might be right. You might be right, but they do need some extra bodies if Reacher's going to get saved. But he said he's got a plan, and you don't know what the plan is yet. So, but in the end that Robert Patrick, isn't it? That's his name. He is going to get killed, and be hopefully brutal because he deserves it. So
Be ironic if he got into a helicopter and he got shot down by one of the missiles that they liberated.
You never know. You never know. But
I
I
don't
think
know. I've
that's
never
too
read the
easy.
books.
I think that's too
Oh,
easy.
it
He's
is
got to
too
get
easy.
thrown. He has got to die in fear. He's got to be thrown out of fucking helicopter.
Oh no! Hang on a second. A missile goes towards the helicopter and he jumps out.
True.
Irony and poetic justice. I don't know if it'll happen, but it'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
I've enjoyed Reacher. I want to binge it, but you can't. Oh, I tell you what did start this week, and I actually enjoyed the first episode. Ted, the prequel Ted. It is Family Guy live action in some ways, but it's got the dude that was the funny ginger chap in the Orville, right? It's got like half the fucking Orville cast in it. So it's got the doctor in it playing the principal of the school, which is quite funny, and you've got the dad. The dad is played by the ginger guy in the Orville, and he's just this Boston thing, and he's like, he's meant to go in for a colonoscopy, and he makes his niece go in there with him, right? Because it's like, if I go under and I start talking about Vietnam, you've got to stop me, right? And he goes through this, right? And they're like, why did you make it go through that? Why did you make it go? And it just like, he builds up, and he goes, I jerked off a dog. And then the story of how it goes, it's like, oh no. And you hear the story, and it's brilliant. I genuinely quite enjoyed it, but then I like Seth MacFarlane, and I like Family Guy, so it is my type of humor. And I liked Ted, and so the prequel is it's more of the same, but it's good. So when you get a chance to watch that. I'm actually saving them up because I need something to watch on a plane soon. Okay. More about that later.
So I was gonna say, I watched the first 3 episodes of Tulsa King on a plane, and I had to get bloody Paramount Plus when I got home so I could finish it off. Really enjoyed that. Really genuinely enjoyed that. You need to watch it. There's some. It's ironic because the guy who's the copper who gets shot in Reacher is the underboss in Tulsa King.
Why do I know about this? I've got to watch it. I think I know what you're talking about, but I've got to watch it.
You watch it, and you'll do what I did. If you're right, you'll do it. There'll be a bit where you go, I fucking knew it was him. Yeah, because you'll look and you'll go, where is he exactly? And you go and watch it through, and you're like, and then something happens, and then you'll be like, it's obvious now, isn't it? So yeah, no, Tulsa King, fantastic. Really, really good. I always got. I don't know why when I watch like the story of things like Pablo Escobar or Casino or any of these gangster films, I'm rooting for the gangsters to set up their business and for it to be successful. I don't know why, because it's like the bad guys for crying out loud. But I just, yeah.
It was because you talk about Pablo Escobar, and that was What's Its Face, wasn't it, on Netflix? The first 2 seasons, anyway. And it's funny because for the half of the fucking season, you are kind of rooting for him until he becomes a bit of a dick. So yeah, I know what you mean by that, because like, even though you know he's going to turn into a dick at the beginning, he's not that much of a dick. He's kind of clever, but then he sort of becomes a dick. So yeah. But I know what you mean.
It's so odd. I feel like my brain's like, this is not right. He's the bad guy. He's murdered hundreds of people, but I'm rooting for him. And it's the same with Tulsa King when you see him setting up his little criminal empire and whatnot, and you're kind of rooting for him. And it's really good. And there's a bit where there's a great bit in there where they're training up his like crew, because he's got like this makeshift crew, how to fire guns and stuff, because you need to be able to defend yourself. And he's got this stoner girl on there. I can't remember her name's like Roxy or something, yeah. And she's really good with a gun. And then they do this great thing where they turn around, because they've got them in this kind of warehouse, and they're shooting at bottles and stuff, and everyone's like shit apart from the guy training them, yeah. And then you see her go, and she literally empties the clip, and she doesn't miss a single target. And he turns around and looks at her, because you're fucking brilliant like that. Because this Sylvester Stallone character, the general they call him, yeah. Because you're absolutely fantastic at this. He goes, so yeah, my father was a marksman. I went, oh, that's fantastic. He taught you. He goes, it's like kind of, could he help with this? He goes, no. 3 years ago, he blew his brains out. And he goes, I don't like handling guns. And then she puts the gun down. You kind of you get an understanding. And then later, she kind of picks up the gun. It's done. It's
I'll
really
check it
good.
out.
Trust me, you'll enjoy it. Trust me,
I'll
it's a
check it
good
out.
show. So we got that was a good one. It's funny because as I said, watched that on the plane on the way over to Florida. Um, just a quick one. I did the Tron ride at Florida, and
That's the light cycle.
yes, the light cycle. Right,
I've seen
the
some videos of it.
pre-show is fucking brilliant. Yeah, so whenever you have these like Disney rides or Universal rides, they tend to put like a pre-show in to try and kind of space it out and make it feel more worth your time. Anyway, they take you into this room, and you're in this room, and you've got this big screen in front of you, and it just comes up and it says loading. You see all the little things come up. It's like and it's like grey, and the stuff's all there. And then when it goes loads complete, the screen then turns into a window, and you get to see down into the kind of the bit where all the light cycles are. And because it's all neon like it is in Tron, it's fucking brilliant. And that was the ride I wasn't so impressed with, but the pre-show I was proper
Why
blown
not
away. That was
impressed with the
done really
ride?
well.
Just not that fast. It looks quite slow.
Not that long.
Hmm.
It felt a lot shorter than it should be. It felt like it was like 400. It's missing about 400 meters worth of track.
Hmm.
Um, but especially when you compare it against, say, like the Velocicoaster or the Hulk or Hagrid's motorbike thing, it really. And then you got this awkward fucking virtual queuing system, which I don't recommend. We had to pay to get in the queue to do a lightning lane thing because we wanted to do it because we've been looking at it for the last like 6 years, and then we put on the lightning lane thing, and the lightning lane thing got us in there about 10:30. We were fucking knackered by that time, so we were like, nah, bollocks to that. We're going to bed. But yeah, there was some interesting bits there. Um, what have you heard about Echo?
It's shit. I've watched some of it. I mean, it. Right when it started, I wasn't expecting the start. So for about 20 seconds, that had me intrigued. And then it kind of went, and it went through the stuff that was in Hawkeye, and it linked to that, and I was like, okay, I don't think Hawkeye was as egregious as a lot of these people are making out on their YouTube videos. I'd like to point out at the time they didn't diss it like they are now. So I don't think Hawkeye was as bad as a lot of people make it out. But look, it was boring. It didn't really keep me wanting to watch it. She kills Kingpin but doesn't kill Kingpin, but he's going to be emasculated by the end of it. So you had Daredevil, Daredevil in a fight, but all of that. It's like they're trying to do the Netflix gritty version, but it's Disney-fied and shit.
Okay.
So
I've been
yeah.
watching other people's reactions to it, and I wasn't so. The annoying thing with Hawkeye is that they could have. How can I put it? They could have. They could have sharpened it up a hell of a lot, and made a better
Oh,
script. Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Without a
They've done
shadow of
that.
a doubt.
Now, I can't remember her name. The person who plays Echo. Now, she's. How can I put it? She's shit as an actress. This, that, the other. She's shit as an actress. She's just got constant RBF. Yeah, she's got constant RBF. She doesn't look physically intimidating. She can't do the fight sequences, and I've watched clips and stuff. She can't do the fight sequences. She can't act. She can't emote. She can't use her body language. She looks fat. It sounds awful. She looks fat and out of shape, which I don't like saying. But at the end of the day, as far as I know, she what do you call it? She was an Amazon worker, and then she managed to get the job on the Hawkeye thing, and then got this. Yeah, so she got a payday out of it. I salute her for that. Over $1 million. Over $1 million. As long as you got over $1 million, there's no shame. You can be shit at it all you want. I think I would have done the same in your position. Could have watched that fat bearded Englishman fights off Daredevil.
it's like Disney just want to fail. It's like it is just they see they it's almost like AIs are running Disney and they don't learn from their mistakes, so they just rinse and repeat. And like, you know, again, all the interviews and every word is diversity. Oh, we're in 2024 now. Oh, diversity. Oh, but oh, if it's this is a 2020. I am so fucking fed up of hearing every year like it's some kind of fucking significance. You know, it doesn't. Just write good stories. God fuck's sake, what happened to you? Look, you know, I was talking to my dad the other day, and he was like, "Oh, Disney are not going to go under." I said, "They might. If they have another year like they did last year, they fucking might."
Yeah.
I still think you'll end up seeing the parks get spun off into a separate company. I just can see it happening because they're not making money. They've got nothing in the pipeline
Oh no,
that stands out as exciting. The
the
only
the
thing that I've
parks.
enjoyed, I will say this: Percy Jackson's been quite good.
Really?
It's not that bad.
You're not getting Percy Jackson confused with Percy Pigs now, are you?
No, I've watched it and it's been quite entertaining. I
Okay.
mean,
For
it's
for
diverse. It's a diverse cast, but they don't overplay it, right? They don't overplay the fact. You know, they've race swapped characters, or they've race swapped one character, but again, it's not. Look, I enjoyed it. Maybe it's the mood I'm in. Maybe it's just because I've become so sort of um I don't know, sort of like I just don't care anymore. So I just watched some of this stuff, or the fact that I just compared it to Doctor Who, Percy Pig.
just
No,
just in
not
case, just need to
no.
check for the
It
American
is the
watchers
Percy
and for the
Jackson
thing. So
stories with the
there are these sweets in the UK called Percy Pigs. They're lovely. Yeah. But if you're getting confused between Percy Jackson and Percy Pigs, yeah. Just saying, Keith. Definitely not
yeah,
Percy Pigs. Because
definitely
I can
not Percy
understand you
Pig.
enjoying Percy Pigs. Because Percy Pigs are
Um,
nice.
yeah, that's true. No, Percy Jackson is all right, but again, I think it's too little, too late. It definitely has a production behind it, but again, a lot of the episodes are quite short, so you just like Disney. Would you just do a fucking 45-minute standard episode for fuck's sake? But again, you know, I would not have Disney Plus if I didn't fucking pay next to nothing for it. I think it costs me like £4 a year. So if it was costing me any more than that, I wouldn't bother. Um, I'd download it, but you know, I get it on 4K on the TV. But for the odd thing that's on there, but Marvel's shagged. There is nothing in the pipeline that excites me. There's nothing. You know, I was so bored. You know, I was bored one day and feeling a bit shit. So I ended up, you know, going through What If. Meh. There was just not a single thing in there that really got me sort of going, oh, this is good. Meh. What, you know, a lot of people loved Endgame. I still maintain I don't like Endgame. Infinity
Uh,
War, I beat down on because of the timing of it. I then, you know, I've since revised my that, and I've said it many times on here that I was a bit harsh on Infinity War. Now I watch it, and actually, it's quite good. But you went from that to Endgame, and from then on in, it just bleh. And it's just, you know, with the odd exception. And even then, you know, Spider-Man 3, okay, but it wasn't really Kevin Feige and Marvel doing that. And what else has Disney got? We got a load of new Star Wars movies. Because
oh,
those are gonna
all right.
bomb.
So this is the thing. So, oh, what was her name? What was that name?
I don't know, some cast director. So it's not like she's
So,
been cast for a talent. She's been cast because she's a
so
Asian
she,
lady that's
so
fighting the power.
so a documentary filmmaker from Pakistan who's never made a huge big budget film of $200 million is been cast, and you're right, cast to do the Star Wars Rey movie. So just like to point out the following: Disney have like investor calls. This just happened to be before an investor call. So the investors are like, kind of, well, what are you doing with Star Wars?
Putting a chicken in it,
Just
making
quick,
it lame.
yeah, put a chicken in, make it late. And that's, I reckon, was the other thing too is that someone went and they were like, hey, we're what do you call it? We're trying to put a chicken, make it late. That's all I could do. Hang on a second, have I got that video?
Well,
I need.
I mean, you said it's about time that you know a woman sort of shaped Star Wars. I mean, for fuck's sake, right? It's like she's making out she's the first woman to direct. I mean, Bryce Dallas Howard directed 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, and you've had what's his face directing Obi-Wan. I mean, she's not the first; she's the first directing a movie. But no one gives a shit. You see, again, they must be living in this bubble and they don't use the internet. So they must all have like Nokia 3010s, right? Running around Hollywood. They haven't got smartphones because they're incapable of reading the internet. So they must think Rey's the most popular character. No one's going to go and see this movie. No one. It is if it makes 300 or 400, I'll revise it slightly because it probably will make 300. If it makes 400 million at the cinema globally, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Put a chicken in and make it lame.
Anyway, so I was going back to the investor call. So they announced this thing with the investor call, and because of
Put a chicken in and make it lame and gay.
because that's the attitude, they went and we're a South Park meme now, and they went John Favreau, or his name is fucking Mandalorian TV show. Yeah, we'll do that.
David Filoni.
It's vape. This is the term in software is vaporware. This is never going to see the light of day, ever.
Well, the Dave Filoni
Because Patty Jenkins, where's the Rogue Squadron?
Yeah,
That's a fucking easy win.
But the Dave Filoni movie was announced prior.
But this wasn't a Dave Filoni movie.
Well, it was.
That's the only one I can think is genuine.
It was the Mandalorian series. So we've got the Mandalorian.
No, that was no. He was Heir to the Empire, not Mandalorian.
So what's the movie?
I was paying attention.
What's the movie they've announced now? Because it's meant
they've
to
announced
be like...
announced a Mandalorian movie being helmed by Jon Favreau.
I thought they'd already announced that, so I might be wrong. Where is Taika? Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but people are finally waking up to him. People are finally waking up to that he's shit because his pirate TV series has been cancelled. He's not directing the next 4 movie. Oh, shock. So no. But look, I mean, there's no Marvel movies slated for this year, is there yet? Or am I wrong here? I don't think there is.
No, Deadpool.
Well, that's
it. Deadpool.
That's not really an MCU movie. That's a Ryan Reynolds movie.
No, it's. I'm hoping they're gonna use that to reset everything. Marvel just kills the thing is that they start all over again. But
did you see him accept? Did you see him accepting his award for Welcome to Wrexham? He dressed up as Deadpool, so it was Deadpool accepting on behalf of Ryan Reynolds and the other one. Quite funny. And he swears. He swears, "I'm coming for you, motherfuckers." He says that in his acceptance speech. But Deadpool's not. I don't see Deadpool as an MCU movie. I don't. I mean, it might be now set in the MCU, but all they're going to do is take the piss out of it. I mean, they got set in the X-Men universe and they just ripped the piss out of it. And he broke the fourth wall. McAvoy or fucking Stewart was when what Professor X is it? McAvoy or Stewart, and things like that. So it's going to be more of that. That Ryan Reynolds is not going to do a fucking movie where the studio interfere with it that much. You just know. But yeah, it will be a Grogu movie. But I don't care that season 3 of The Mandalorian destroyed any good grace that series had. They released the Book of Boba Fett, which definitely destroyed most of the the Mandalorian episodes were the only good ones in the Boba Fett. But then we got season 3 of of Mandalorian, and it was shite. So didn't bother. But I'm not. I don't care. Don't care. There's nothing. The only thing I'm interested in seeing out of Disney right now is Andor season 2. But I have a feeling that's going to be shit because what's his face left halfway through because of the writer's strike. But I would quite like to see Andor season 2 anyway, just to see it finished off. But there's nothing there. There's nothing coming from Disney that really interests me. There's no more Star Trek Legacy news, so that's kind of dead. Any promise that Doctor Who had, well, that's kind of dead. So let's
hang
bring
on.
No,
Wait. No. Let's just. We got a couple of bits of Doctor Who stuff that I want to talk about. One was I didn't watch the Christmas Doctor Who because it looks shit. That's all I want. Dancing fucking goblins in Doctor Who. Oh, it's going to be more fantasy than sci-fi. Our sci-fi fucking show. Seriously, guys, what the fuck's going on here? And the other thing too is Nakuti Gatwa is becoming. I get this disingenuous feeling from him. I genuinely mean this. And the reason I get this just disingenuous feeling from him because he has his English accent, his Scottish accent, and his fucking Ghanaian or Rwandan accent. And he keeps slipping between them and he can't keep it. David Tennant is Scottish. He managed to keep his fucking English accent all the way through. No one's bringing him up on this. It just seems that there was a gay joke about having 3 fingers inserted into your ass. In the Christmas special, and I was like, no, and I looked, I went, oh, yes. We've got that, and then Russell T Davies. Hang on a second. Peter Capaldi says he's never going back to Doctor Who. I think he's in Christopher Eccleston's camp, where it's like, fucking everyone.
You've seen this because he's now Eccleston has now alluded to the fact that the statement that Russell T Davies put out afterwards about him being tired was what caused him not to get work for ages, right? And then somebody went, because then there was the big fallout, and that's when the fallout happened. And Eccleston has kind of confirmed this. And then you watch the first episode, the David Tennant thing. What does David Tennant whisper?
Tennant say to the Prime Minister, "Doesn't she look tired?"
And I know that was done on purpose because I know he's a bitch. Yep. I mean, he is bitchy. You've seen that in all the interviews recently, and the way he responds to people on X. Plug the X; it just doesn't have the same ring. But you've seen his response. He's just an arsehole. And he's a bitchy, catty, stereotyped gay person, which they're not, by the way. I'm not, saying that, but he is.
No, you do have the aggressive homosexuals who try and bomb you.
You do, but most of the people are. Yeah, but there's not straight people like that as well. But luckily,
try and bomb you.
No. I've known quite a few, and there's only one that I can think that's had that kind of bitchy side to them.
Do I know this person?
No. It was a friend of my mum's, ex-friend of my mum's, I should say. But I watched the Christmas special, and all right, I want to know who fucking Anita Dobson is playing because
she's the Rani. Right, what was it? She's Mrs. Full, Rain, Full, anagram of Rain, Rani, simple. Go, move on. That's it.
I'm hoping that's what she is, but some people are saying she's Riversong, and I went, it can't be. No, but then I can see bloody Russell.
Oh, let's ruin Riversong.
Yeah, I can see his ego doing
Riversong. Let's get Stephen Moffat's questionable character, I'll say, because
people are now beginning to criticize the bi generation now that the press has gotten over, climbed out of their own asses and realized it was an ego thing. They're now beginning to sort of realize that the ratings weren't particularly good. There's people, trying to justify 4 million viewers over Christmas. Oh, we're living in a streaming world now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, we are. That will down the ratings. But curiously, most people watch terrestrial television on a fucking Christmas Day because they can't be asked to stream something, so they have it on in the background. So actually, viewing figures tend to go up on Christmas Day in the UK purely because people can't be fucked to go onto Netflix and find something, right? So that's they are still low ratings. If it'd been 6 or 7 million on Christmas Day, I would have gone, all right, fair enough. That's quite a high rated episode of Doctor Who in this week. 4.2 million. Fuck off. That's people not tuning in.
No, you've scared them all off, and you're producing shite.
It was still the best of the 4 episodes in many ways. It was the best of the 4 episodes. In any other era, the new companion would have been Ruby Sunday would have been interesting if it had been done. If she had been done in his original run, she could have been interesting. But she is Rose, effectively, just with a different edge. He's trying to put mysterious sort of stuff and intrigue into it. But he ruined that with his 60th anniversary specials that just really didn't do it. And people are now, it's people looking with rose-tinted glasses, excuse the pun, but they are. And now he's trying to get, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be hinting at that. And
no one cares.
I didn't think much of the special, to be honest.
Cares.
No, I didn't.
Sorry.
Sorry, hang on. I agree with one of those. Not the other one.
As I said, you'll be begging for fucking Moffat by the time this is all over and done with.
But you're right. No one cares.
It's right. So, right. So apparently Russell T Davies has got a biography. My camera's died. Shit.
Uh-oh. You'll have to go to the. Can you put your image up, or is your camera properly died?
Hang on a second. It's hang on. Just change, please. I don't want to. Right, hang on. One moment.
Caller. But anyway, from my point of view, hello.
Hello. Sorry, I've got this rather ugly yellow hue, which the other camera sorts the fuck out. But anyway, right. So. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So Russell T Davies brought out like some autobiography and stuff, and the guy's got a fucking ego problem. He's a bitty, catchy gay person. Not to lean into stereotypes, but apparently George Lucas was in London, and Russell T Davies couldn't be bothered to go to London to have a chat with him about Star Wars Underworld. He wanted to talk to him about it, so he couldn't even be bothered to sort of fucking phone call out. Yeah, so, and it was just like, I know why he did it. Do you know? I know why he did it because Stephen Moffat was working with Steven Spielberg, and he left Steven Spielberg because I want to do Doctor Who, and Steven Spielberg was like, fair enough, that's what you're passionate about. I completely understand it. And he said, I got Joe Cornish to sort out the rest of the script for Tintin at the time, which was the thing he was writing for. Which makes Moffat seem fucking so much cooler.
But I mean, the trailer to the next season, the new season. The only way to say it was gay, with a side of gay, and it was like look. You can say diversity, but diversity truly means equality. And there's nothing equal about this. There were moments. There were member berries throughout that Christmas special. There were member berries, and some of it felt like the very first episode of Doctor Who. The shopping centre, the snowman on top of the shopping centre collapsing. It was a hint back to Rose working in a shopping centre. There were moments, but the thing is, I just don't think Russell T Davies can write anymore. Not like he hasn't got better with time. He's got worse with time. There doesn't seem to be anything that imaginative. I want to do goblins. Okay, wow, all right. Where did the goblins come from? Explain the goblins. It's just. It feels lazy. It feels lazy, and
It's because it is lazy.
yeah,
I'm not too worried about it.
it just feels lazy. And I
Um,
wasn't. Yeah, I'm not loving it. I didn't love it. I thought I'd love it, but I didn't love it. Um, and yeah, I'm done with Doctor Who as well now. So it's just like,
uh,
but look, there are things to think. Look, Monarch wasn't stunningly brilliant, but it wasn't shit. And it wasn't too egregious towards the end, and it was watchable, and it didn't make me cringe every 5 seconds. Was it the best first season? No, but it did have Monster Smash in it.
oh, and it did end with King Kong.
It did. And it generally had a good twist at the end of episode 9 that I did not see coming. And I was like, no fucking way. And that's what a TV, it should surprise, it should delight. And it kind of did that. It didn't always do it successfully. But it does tie into all the other films. So if you like the Monarch Godzilla films, there is a lot here to get your fucking, sort of head round, and there's some great little nods and moments, and it kind of brings them all together. It shows where the next Godzilla film is going, and therefore I thought Monarch was okay. The Beyond For All Mankind ended on an extremely emotional episode. Truly quite a good ending. Brilliantly well done. And no one died. Spoiler. Because they always kill somebody off at the end of it, and they didn't kill anybody off. But it was done but almost a worse thing happened, and it was tragic, but it was done in a very emotional way. So I kind of enjoyed For All Mankind, but I kind of enjoyed the alternative thing. So that was okay. So I've got things to hope for. I hope we get a 5th season of For All Mankind. I hope we get another season of Monarch, because I watched that shit. The new crime series featuring Peter Capaldi on Apple
Don't
TV.
ruin that. Don't ruin that. I watched like the first 10 minutes and I had to go to the gym. So don't ruin that for me, please.
I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm quite enjoying it. He does play a sinister motherfucker. Well, does our Mr. Capaldi. So that's all I'll say. I'm not going to ruin it for you. But I enjoyed that, is what I'm saying. So Apple TV still has some good shit on it. So I'm enjoying that. As I've mentioned before, Ted's been quite good.
Let's talk about something much more entertaining, more exciting, which is last episode, Slow Horses.
What did you make of it?
Loved it. I loved it. It had the reveal at the end with Standish in the petrol station. Duffy and Hobbs, the 2 dogs from the park, got it. The woman in charge, I can't remember her bloody name now. The woman in charge, she got it. It was fucking brilliant.
But I don't think, because I think I know who what's his face, Guy Spolter actor is playing. Because if it's going to toe the line of the book, she is not going to be the boss of MI5 in the next series yet. So, and you're right where it's going. Well, it's definitely going there. It's going with the granddad going senile. So there's more to come out. But the trailer looked good. I loved fucking what's his face driving the bus through the house. Completely.
Oh my god. Right. So let's just recap. Okay. So Slow Horses. The story goes as follows. There was this guy who was an agent in Istanbul, and his girlfriend at the time, I think, also was a fellow agent in Istanbul, had uncovered a thing they called Footprint. And Footprint was, it sounds like it's some kind of weapon, similar to the audio thing they said that was being the US were using. Hospitalized a few people, not good. We were hurting people. She gets killed off. He wants to find her, find out who did it. Now, the head of MI5, I can't remember the actress's name. I think she was brilliant as the bad guy. Fucking really enjoyed her as the bad guy. And Diane Tavernish
Yeah.
Sorry, it was responsible for this. And Diane Tavernish, who's the second in charge, wants her job, and the only way she can get a job is if she gets her out. Now she fucked up, so she secretly fed information to the boyfriend who was I can't remember his name now, Donovan. Boyfriend Donovan, who they said they hid it in the grey books in the archive. Tavernish was put in charge of the archive, so it was pretty obvious if you go back and watch it on a second viewing. And then the slow horses are then yanked around by a Tiger team, which is like a team that's designed to probe security of, in this case, MI5. So River like tries to be like the hero, just fucks it up completely. But he still manages to give Duffy and Hobbs, that they call them the dogs, that they're supposed to be the in-house security for MI5, the runaround, which embarrasses the fuck out of them for a second time. And then after that, they manage to get Donovan. Then manages to kidnap Standish. Then they manage to negotiate their way into the archive to look at the grey books. They confirm they're not interested in the grey books. They're interested in this document called the Footprint. So Standish is being held at a house, and the other half of the slow horses are going off to the thing. And then you've got Scratch and Sniff, the gambler. I love that. That's a great. The gambler, Scratch, and then you've got the woman. I can't remember her name, but she likes taking cocaine. That's why she's called Sniff. And they've been told to go to the archives to back up River, and I can't remember her name, as Donovan and the others are looking at the grey books, because the dogs, as in Hobbs and Duffy, have been told to go into the archive and kill everyone so there's no evidence. Then go to the house and kill everyone so there's no evidence. So naturally, Jackson Lamb goes to the house to help rescue Standish, because he's got believe it or not, he's an arsehole, but he still has more of an affinity for Standish than anyone else. So he then goes to the house where Standish is being caught, and the others go to the Scratch and Sniff, and that then start heading towards that. So they've sent in this team, which is the chieftain, I think they call them, which is like the thingy, and they've sent the chieftain team, and they were going to murder them. Now you think from what I said last time I watched it, chieftain are going to be the arseholes, and the dogs are going to be the good guys. It turns out I got the fucking wrong way round. So you've got this guy called Douglas who runs the archive. He's slightly autistic. He's a lovely fella, didn't want to hurt anyone, and because he can't stop fucking talking, Duffy shoots him in the back of a van, which is not good. And that's the bit that fucking got me. Yeah, it could have knocked him out, done something with him, but he killed him. And he was a lovely fellow. He's come across as a lovely fellow. He was like kind of really nerdy, this, that, and the other. Wouldn't fucking said boo to a goose sort of person. And Duffy shoots him in the back of a van. And it's great because he shoots him in the back of the van, and the chieftain guys are like, that's not good. That's the response. They had a look on their face, because they didn't have to say it, because they had to tell a story. So they go, that's not good. That's not the way this is supposed to play out. We're expected to have actual combat with combatants firing back at us, not murdering civilians in the back of vans. Anyway, chieftain then work their way into the library, and they start having a standing fight with River. I can't remember the woman's name. What's the woman's name? Anyway,
which one?
Her Donovan and Donovan's brother-in-law, and they're having like a gunfight with them. A grenade goes off, knocks River out. They then manage to push them back, and while that's happening, Scratch and Sniff fucking driving to their family car. I just like to point out that I'm going to call him Scratch. Scratch's family car in where the spare tire should be. There's a small arsenal of guns. And come.
Yeah, I mean, you've built up to the last episode, but the thing I enjoyed about the last episode was there was a kind of Home Alone nod with fucking...
No, hang on a second, hold on, no, let the story develop, because you've got them fighting at the archive with Chieftain, and then you've got one of the Chieftain guys and Hobbs going to the house to kill Standish, and the girl, I can't remember, Alison, who's one of the hostage takers. Anyway, Jackson Lamb and Ho managed to get there first. The problem is that Jackson Lamb won't let Ho go anywhere near the house because he'll probably fuck things up, which is the wise thing. And Jackson Lamb, you're right, he Home Alones it. So he sets up the door to makeshift flamethrower on the door. So when you open the door, fucking blasts you with aerosol and a lighter. He then puts a load of crisps on the stairs, which he seems quite mad because he says to the woman, "Goes if you hear the sounds of someone standing on crisps, you just turn around and just fire down the thing and kill them." And then the one thing, even Jane at work said to me, was the bit where he gets a knife from the kitchen and
Yeah,
he
that
snaps
got
it
me.
off and sticks it in the banister. So he puts like Ho's stupid smart mug on the thingy, so the guy slips, and as he slips, he puts his hands on the banister, and there's a big fuck off knife, and he gashes Hobbs. This is one of the MI5 guys, slashes his hand, which looks really fucking painful. Yeah, and Jackson Lamb fucking outclassed all of them, the two of them. It was absolutely brilliant the way he did it because he set it up, and he had Standish hide in the cupboard, and Hobbs figured out that he could go to he figured out that she was hiding in the cupboard, and it's great because you see he figure out it hiding in the cupboard, and all of a sudden, Lamb from behind just blows his brains out, and it was like Standish comes out, goes, "Did you use me as bait? I killed the guy, for crying out loud. I thought thank you wouldn't go amiss." But
But
that was done really well. Yeah.
it's after that. That's the thing that made, because they kill them all. No. That's the bit that I started laughing because, like, oh shit, Ho hasn't saved the day yet. And the next thing, fucking house comes. He drives this party bus into the house, having killed everybody. Ho comes in to save the day. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Saving the day.
Yeah.
The day's already saved. So, yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's
But they escape the archives, but they kill. I mean, Duffy got killed. That was nice. You know, you've always thought you're better than me, and then like, he fucking kicks his ass. But it's what's her face that smacks him, isn't it? In the end, kills him. But Duffy got it.
Oh yeah, because I didn't think Duffy got it at first. Because I went back and rewatched it, and you can see quite clearly she smashed the back of his skull in. I thought she knocked him out because I thought it was going to be okay, fair enough. But she smashed the fucking back of his skull in. Anyway, because so we did the fight at the house. The other one was the fight at the archive. So poor Douglas cops it in the back of a van. They're now encroaching on them. They've managed to find the footprint document. Rivers had a grenade in the face because it's had to go through several shelves worth of archive boxes. He's on his arse, but he's not out, if that makes any sense. They managed them to pace a retreat, and they're going down the one exit where they've got how can I put it? They've got it so it's a trap, basically. They've got them pinned in. Scratch and Sniff have seen this. They've taken guns from the back of Scratch's van. Scratch's van, and the two of them are now trying to circle round and take them out beforehand. Unfortunately, they've managed to make it into a like a warehouse bit, and they're pinned down by gunfire. So Scratch says to Sniff, it goes, "I'll cover you, and you run behind them and shoot them." Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, why don't you do it?" Blah 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 blah. And they get to an argument. She says, "Fine, I'll do it," like that. He goes, "But there's one thing," and he turns around and goes, "I hope you get clean after." And she goes, "Fuck off, you sanctimonious prick," which I loved because it's like, no, I like cocaine. I'm going to keep doing it, which I found quite amusing. So she then scoots around the back. She goes to shoot them. She's down the fucking gun. So, and then she managed to kill one, and then she managed to kill other. It's really, it's not like when you got like Echo where she's beating the crap out of someone bigger than her. It's fucking messy. It's what do you call it? It's a bit shit in regards to the fight, and they managed to take care of them. And then Duffy's then sending more people, so the people surrounding the what do you call it, the hull are getting less by the time. Anyway, takes them out. More people turn up. Scratch turns around and says, "I'll take care of this." Sniff runs back to his car and runs down the remaining two in the car. He has a fight. Scratch has a fight with Duffy. And again, that's fucking messy. And there's a great bit where I'll get that to bit in a moment. But she Sniff manages to. I love calling her Sniff. She managed to sort them out. And there's a bit where River and I can't remember her fucking name, driving me out the wall. In the hole, but they can't poke their heads out because they get shot. But the other thing, they've got the other part of Chieftain coming down the tunnel shooting at them. So he fires down the tunnel. This guy goes to shoot up. He throws the gun down. He goes, "Oh, I've broken my finger," like that. He says, "Get out of the way, you fucking idiot, because I'm going to break the other one." Anyway, by that time, he gets out. Those two manage to get out, and Sniff drops a bloody grenade down there and takes the two out, wiping them all out. And it's just amazing because it's like You've got the slow horses, which are fucking losers. Yeah, absolute fucking losers, and they managed to take out this PMC and and two of the dogs at the same time too between them.
Mm.
And then Duffy's having a fight with Thing, and I can't remember her name. She runs up behind him. She gets part like rebar with a big chunk of concrete and smashes the back of his head in, killing him. And it's
Deserved
it was
it.
really good. And then we get to the end where Standish, Ho, and Lamb are going back, and Standish keeps talking about a guy called what was his name, Charles.
Charles, I can't remember his surname, but he was her boss.
Yeah, so
And
Charles, this guy, she's always going on about it, and
mm,
she what do you call it? She gets into thinking she's going on about Charles Parnish or something along those lines. Anyway, Jackson Lamb's fucking had enough because he's gone out his way to save her life, where he could have gone out his way to save the others, and he just says to her, goes, "Look, I'll tell you the truth about him. He was setting you up because he was being paid off by the fucking Russians, and because you were a drunk, yeah, he was pushing everything towards you, and he was setting you up." Yeah, and it's like blah 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 blah, and it's like okay, cool. Um, and she gets upset with him, and she fucks off. And what do you call it? Ho doesn't give a toss, and goes, "Do you want to give her a lift home?" He's like, "No, no, she knows what she's doing." So you know the reason why Charles Parnish or whatever his name was killed off, and why. And she also reveals the fact that Jackson Lamb, even though he acts like a complete dick, actually does care about the people he works with. And
yeah, he
you
does a bit.
know that. Yeah.
He does a bit, and I mean, he treats them like shit, but he does a bit. I mean, to do what he does, he must somewhat care. Um, but I mean, the ending is that I mean, what's his face goes to his grandfather, and the grandfather burns the file, but there was two copies of it.
Oh no, no, he took out the one part and left the interesting bit in the car,
Mm.
which I thought was just great because he knew that his grandfather was going to do that, and Standish was very not Standish, Taverner was very happy that he did that. That River had released those
And
documents in regards
and
to
then we
that.
got a season 4 trailer, which was like awesome. We got a season
Oh yeah,
4
and
and
it
season
ends
5.
with the following. And it's got Jackson Lamb going, "Well, one of my staff have just died." And you're like, Who copped it? And I said to the missus, it can't be River because River's kind of important to the story. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Anyway, sorry, yeah.
I just want to reply to Steve. There is one thing, if you're an old school Doctor Who fan, you should see. There is a trailer for season 15, but they've done a 3-4 minute little episode with Leela in it. So if you're a fan of like the Baker years, and after Sarah Jane Smith became Leela, there is a 4 minute thing of Leela basically at the end of the Time War, and it feels like Doctor Who. It's playing the Murray Gold soundtrack. It feels like Doctor Who, and it was genuinely brilliant. It's not
Also,
a lot,
al-
and then you get a season
also,
15 trailer. Go on.
also, all the old Doctor Who's are on BBC iPlayer.
They are, but this season 15's got all the effects has been redone, so it's all but it's Tom Baker. A lot of people say that season 15 with Baker was pretty damn good. It's not Genesis of the Daleks, but it was pretty good. But the Leela video at the beginning, it's quite good. It's quite good, and it is in character if you remember Leela, because she was a strong warrior type woman, and when she's at the end facing the doom from the Daleks, she does a ting, and it's pretty good. And if you're an old school Doctor Who fan, it's worth watching. But yeah, season 4, there is a season 5. It's got a season 5. It's got a season 4 and a season 5, which is awesome. Slow Horses, if you've never seen it, watch it on Apple TV. Biffa mentioned this, Warner Brothers merging with Paramount. Yeah, I heard this. I heard this. But I don't think at the moment Star Trek's going to change. I mean, Strange New Worlds is well and truly into shooting, which I'm surprised at. Still no mention of Legacy, which is a fucking mistake. and they're blowing the trumpet about Discovery Season 5 that no one except a small minority of people give a shit about. And then what else have we got? Well, we have got Prodigy Season 2 on Netflix. And if you've not seen Season 1 of Prodigy, it is now on Netflix. Watch the last 10 episodes. It's really fucking good. If you like Star Trek Voyager, watch it. It's genuinely quite good. And we have a Season 2 of Prodigy to look forward to. So that's all right. So I say I'm completely done with Star Trek. That's not entirely true. I will watch Prodigy because it's kind of a sequel to Voyager in a way. So I might watch Prodigy. I'll have to watch that next fucking episode of Strange New Worlds when it comes out just to see how it fucking ends. Because cliffhangers. I hate cliffhangers even when they're shit. Yeah.
B5. If that sounds interesting.
Cartoon was good.
So,
cartoon was generally fucking good.
The downside to the cartoon was it was more for how can I put
fans?
it? Fans rather than new people.
Yeah, don't give a shit. I am a fan. It was for me.
Yeah, I know.
Once. After being told for years that, it's not for you. Star Wars, oh, it's not for you anymore. Star Trek, oh, it's not for you anymore. Doctor Who, it's not for you anymore. B5, this is for you. Thank you. I'll have it. And I'll accept it. Not the one. But I'll accept it. So, no, I don't give a shit. I liked it. And I am a fan. So, meh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, we didn't really finish off the Star Wars news about what that city director has said, but Rey movie is going to bomb. The Filoni series...
Rey movie's never coming out, Keith. I put money on that.
It's meant to be in production. And it's meant to be starting... They've got the studio time booked. It's meant to be shot at Pinewood. So, and you book that.
I'm gonna phone Pinewood up and tell her, "Hi guys."
You say it's not going to happen. I think it is. It's madness. But Disney are just plowing money into it. Let them look. They're going to crash and burn. They are going to crash and burn, and it's going to be marvelous to watch.
That's
because then maybe Hollywood will wake up.
It's oh boy, I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is just. They keep talking about it, and I'm like, really? It's where's my Patty Jenkins one? Where's the guys from, what do you call it? From Dungeons and Dragons, Game of Thrones, yeah. Where's Ryan Johnson's trilogy?
Well, they are busy making the Three Body Problem on Netflix, and the latest trailer for that was like, what the fuck is this? And it wasn't like, what the fuck is this in a bad way? It was like, this actually looks quite good. So now look, I fucking hated Game of Thrones season 8, right? But I blame that silly fat lazy fuck for not writing the book. Because when they had material to work with, Game of Thrones was quite good. When they had the material to work with, it's when they were like made to use their own material, should we say, that it got shit. So they are working from a pre-established trilogy of books, right? Whatever. I don't know the story of the Three Body Problem that much. I know a little bit of it. Whatever the fuck is going on, it's got an amazing cast, and that latest trailer looks kind of awesome. That's all I'm going to say.
It's it's the term, which is the right. So this is something I do like is there's a term in it for a weapon type, yeah. And it's called a dimensional strike weapon. Mm-hmm. And what it does is it flattens space. So it drops a dimension out of space. So we exist in 4-dimensional space because of time. So you flatten it down to 3 dimensions. You can flatten it down to 2 dimensions. You can then flatten it down to 1 dimension. Yeah. And apparently that the universe existed in like 12 dimensions. But because people have been using these dimensional strike weapons, it shrank down to 4 dimensions. And there are pockets of 5-dimensional space that you can hide in. Which is an interesting concept, which I really fucking like. But, I find it really fucking depressing, I'll be honest with you.
Well, the trailer looked good. That's all I'm going to say. The trailer looked good. So let's see what they do with it. I mean, on the surface, Game of Thrones was quite fucking depressing, but good on TV.
Yeah, that might be why I didn't. That might be that I watched the first episode and it includes incest and almost attempted child murder. I'm like,
I don't
not
know.
really my subjects. I'll be honest with you.
No, I can get it. But the trailer looked good. That's all I'll say. But
I'll have to go back and watch it because there is a Chinese version of the Three Body Problem too.
Well, it's a Chinese author. So
I know it's a Chinese or season Lu.
Yeah. But I generally don't think there's anything coming from Disney that I'm at all interested in. At the moment, I don't think there's any movies I know about that I'm like I've caught my attention really that much.
The next movie is The Holdovers for me. That's my next movie I want to see.
I thought that had come out. I thought it was a Christmas movie.
It comes out the 19th over here.
The trailer got me
I have to wait till the 19th.
I've got to see -1, but I suspect it's still going to be a few months before I get to see that. But I'll buy a poster. Yes, I know, but you know, 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying.
I described Godzilla -1 to my son on the train. And I started getting emotional because it was so fucking good when I was recalling it. I'm like, oh right, hang on a second. Let me just find you the clip of Godzilla's atomic breath in Godzilla -1. Have you seen it?
I think it's the bit where he's like ching 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 ching, dude. But I want to see -1 so badly. I genuinely want to see -1 so badly. But you know, I'll go to his shop and I'll get a poster. Oh yeah, peeps. I might as well announce this. I'm going to Japan in 2 weeks. Can't fucking wait. So excited.
Yes.
So I am really excited. It's only for a few days, but I can't fucking wait. I am going to Geek Varna. It's one of them. It's Mecca.
You're a weeb.
Go to the Nintendo shop. Fucking cool. Oh, it's awesome. The trouble is, right, that version of Godzilla, like the Japanese version of the Godzilla, right, less so in -1, but certainly like Shinto Godzilla and before that. The problem I have, right, is every time I see that version of Godzilla, I just see the turret monster in the back of my fucking head. Because it's the white eyes. It's the white eyes. It's like, oh shit, it's the turret monster. You know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody watching this is going to have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. This is an old advert, and I am talking old. This is going back so fucking long, over a quarter of a century. That's how fucking old it is. But it does remind me. I mean, they did base the turret monster on fucking Godzilla.
London's under siege. But beware, this gobbling brute is a master of disguise.
I still love it.
Yeah, matey. Do not confront him. Always carry your regulation chewits. There's nothing chewier.
Woo.
And keep the enemy from your door.
It's the white eyes. When you see the white eyes like that, it's like, if Godzilla picks up some turrets, I'm gonna laugh.
Yes.
But no, I will. See, the trouble is, because it's a Japanese movie. And by the way, I think it has now become the highest-grossing international Japanese film of all time. So it's on to make 100 million. It's on to make 100 million. So it's doing very, very well at the box office. But because of that, the release on it isn't there, so it could be months before it's released. But I've got, like, if it doesn't come out here and it doesn't come out on the UK, I will get it bought in Japan and sent to me. Because I now have numerous contacts in Japan. I have a guide for day one, which is going to be awesome. So I have numerous contacts now in Japan, so I will get it purchased. But there is no way I'm not watching that film. I need to see it. I've just everyone that's seen it has said how good it is. So, yeah, I have to.
It really is, and it's great because you actually give a shit about the people in there. Seriously,
it's a
actually,
drama with
usually
Godzilla in it. That's what I've heard. It's a drama film with Godzilla in it.
It's closer to Jaws than any other type of movie. Seriously, Godzilla's Jaws. He literally turns up, causes merry havoc, and that's the way I think it should be. I think it's if you ask me what the definitive Godzilla, it's that.
Well, yes.
Simple.
I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing what friends say when I get there, because they're surprised at what because one of them was like, "You want to go to the Godzilla shop?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Why?" It's fucking Godzilla. You need to watch my live stream because every chance I get to go, "Oh no, it's a Godzilla!" No.
Yes.
Doing it. I'm finding the Godzilla hotel. I'm going to stand outside it, and when he breathes, I am going to do it. It's going to be a TikTok. It's going to be on my Insta. I'm doing it. What's this? I missed this because it was on my local cinema for one bloody week. This is a what do you call it? This is a story where everyone starts dreaming about Nicolas Cage. And then it goes from nice dreams to fucking horrible dreams and nightmares, and then everyone's after him, and that's what I got from the trailer. I don't know if that's the extent of the story, but that's the premise of it, and I wanted to watch it, so I'm going to see if I can find it, which is good. So yes, it's anyway. Let's what do you call it? Put a bow on it.
Yeah, we'll have to. Sorry.
Put a bow on it. So we've got the final of Reacher next week. So I'm delaying watching Ted because I need shit to watch on the plane because I'm flying cheapy Air Asia. So they don't have TVs on the plane. I mean, fucking 6.5 hour flight with no TV. So I'm like storing things up to watch on the plane, and Ted will be one of them. I love the first episode. So if you're in the US and you've got Peacock, watch Ted. It's quite good. If you like Family Guy. If you're not into Seth MacFarlane humor, you will hate it. If you loved it, if you loved the original Ted movie, you will love this. It's brilliant.
Okay. So, I think you're right. We should wrap this bastard up and put a bow on it. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week, where Keith will be trying not to talk about Star Wars.
I haven't. You brought up Star Wars. I don't give a shit anymore. So
true. I think it's someone was texting me saying that Star Wars is dead. I'm like, dude, I was here this time last year.
He's way ahead of you. I was being all optimistic. 2024.
So, yes.
Less optimistic.
So thanks for watching. Thanks to Be a Stupid Gamer. Thanks to Steve Niles. Thanks to Laurie. Thanks to Biffa. Thanks to Chuck. Chuck, I see you've got the Icelandic videos up. I've got a gym session later this week, so I can watch them while I'm
this week. Laurie learns how to speak Icelandic. If she doesn't say hurdy-gurdy, she's missing a beat.
And on that rather disappointing note, it's goodbye from me.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Hurdy-gurdy.